Admiral Jake Morrison stood on the bridge of the UES Liberty. The massive ship floated in space near Earth's moon. Around him, men and women worked at their stations. Red warning lights flashed across the control panels. The news was bad, and it kept getting worse. "Sir, we just lost contact with New Geneva Colony," said Lieutenant Amy Carter. Her voice shook a little as she spoke. "That makes 7 colonies in 1 week." Jake's hands gripped the metal rail in front of him. 7 colonies meant millions of people. Men, women, children, all gone. The alien ships had come out of nowhere 3 months ago. They ate planets, actually ate them. They turned rock and metal and living things into fuel for their war machines. "Any survivors?" Jake asked, though he already knew the answer. "No, sir. Same as the others. The planet is just gone." Jake stared at the big screen showing their section of space. Red dots marked where human colonies used to be. The red dots formed. A line pointing straight at Earth. The aliens were coming home. Captain Ben Rodriguez appeared on the communication screen. His ship, the UES Defiance, floated nearby. "Admiral, the fleet is ready. 200 ships, including our new ones. The crews know what we're facing." Jake nodded. 200 ships sounded like a lot, but intelligence reports said the aliens had over 500 vessels in their main attack group. The enemy ships were bigger too, much bigger. Each alien ship was grown instead of built. They looked like giant sea creatures that swam through space instead of water. "Then, are the experimental ships ready for combat?" "Yes, sir. The new plasma cannons are loaded. The boarding pods are armed. And the crews are angry, real angry." Jake understood that anger. Every human in the fleet had lost someone to these creatures. The aliens called themselves the Zephyrian Empire. They had destroyed 12 different species in the past 50 years. They moved from star to star like a plague of space locusts. Dr. Lisa Monroe walked onto the bridge. She carried a tablet full of information about the enemy. Lisa had studied every piece of alien technology they could find. She had examined dead alien bodies. She had watched recordings of their attacks. "Admiral, I have the final report on enemy." "Weaknesses," Lisa said. She looked tired. She had not slept much in the past month. "Tell me something good, Doctor." "The aliens are perfect predators, but they have never fought organized prey before. Every species they attacked tried to run away or hide. No one has ever attacked them back." "What does that mean for us?" "It means they don't know how to handle a real fight. They expect us to be scared. They expect us to run. When we don't, they won't know what to do." Jake studied the tactical display. The aliens were 3 days away from Earth. In 3 days, the final battle for humanity would begin. But Jake had a plan. A dangerous plan that would either save humanity or get them all killed. "Amy, send a message to all ship captains. We're not going to wait for them to reach Earth. We're going to meet them halfway." Amy looked surprised. "Sir, that means leaving Earth's defenses behind." "That's right, we're going hunting." "The bridge." Crew exchanged worried looks. Jake could see the fear in their eyes. Everyone knew the odds. 200 human ships against 500 alien monsters. It should be impossible to win. Commander Nick Taylor, leader of the fighter squadrons, spoke. Up from his position. "Admiral, my pilots are ready. We've been training for this our whole lives." Jake smiled for the first time in days. Nick was right. Humans had been training for war their whole lives. Not just individual lives, but as a species. Humans had fought each other for thousands of years. They had learned every trick, every tactic, every way to kill and survive. The aliens were about to learn why humans had no natural predators on their homeworld. "Nick, how many fighters do we have?" 800 combat ready, sir, plus the new stealth fighters." "And Colonel Kate Williams, how many Marines?" Colonel Kate's face appeared on another screen. She was aboard the troop transport ship UES Warrior. 10,000 Marines ready for boarding actions, Admiral." "We've been studying alien ship layouts. We know where to hit them." Jake looked around the bridge. His people were scared, but they were ready. Humans were always ready to fight when their backs were against the wall. "Listen up, everyone. The aliens think we're just another weak species. They think we'll run away crying when they show up. They're wrong. Dead wrong. The crew listened carefully. Jake could see them standing a little straighter. Humans didn't become the top predator on Earth by running away. We got there by being smarter, meaner, and more stubborn than everything else. These aliens are about to learn what it means to pick a fight with Earth. Amy raised her hand. Sir, what if their ships are too strong for our weapons? Then we'll ram them. If ramming doesn't work, we'll board them and fight hand to hand. If that doesn't work, we'll blow ourselves up and take them with us. But we will not let them reach Earth. The bridge was quiet for a moment. Then Ben Rodriguez spoke from the communication screen. Admiral, the fleet is moving into attack formation. All ships report ready for combat. Jake looked at the tactical display one more time. In a few hours, they would meet the alien fleet in open space. Either humanity would win its greatest victory or die trying. All ships, this is Admiral Morrison. We're going to show these aliens what happens when you threaten human families. Let's go save our world. The human fleet turned away from Earth and headed toward the approaching enemy. Behind them, billions of people waited to see if their protectors would return home. Dr. Lisa Monroe had not slept in 36 hours. She sat in her laboratory deep inside the UES Liberty. Around her, pieces of alien technology covered every table. Dead alien body parts floated in glass containers. Computer screens showed detailed images of enemy ships. Lisa rubbed her tired eyes and looked at the data again. The Zephyrian Empire had destroyed 12 different species. Each time, the pattern was the same. The aliens would arrive, demand surrender, and then consume everything. When the answer was no, "Computer, show me the battle recordings from the Altair system." Lisa said, "The large screen displayed footage from humanity's first encounter with the aliens. 3 months ago, human scouts had found the Altair colonies under attack. The colonists had tried to fight back with mining equipment and small defense ships. The aliens had crushed them in minutes, but Lisa saw something in the recordings that others had missed. The alien ships moved in perfect formation. They followed exact patterns. When the human colonists tried something unexpected, the aliens took several seconds to respond. They're not used to surprises," Lisa said to herself. The laboratory door opened. Commander Nick Taylor walked in. The fighter pilot looked around at all the alien specimens with disgust. "Doctor, Admiral Morrison wants your final report on enemy weaknesses." "We're 6 hours from contact." Lisa picked up her tablet. "Nick, sit down. You need to hear this." Nick sat in a metal chair. Lisa activated a holographic display showing a Zephyrian ship. "These things are grown, not built. They're living creatures, but they're also machines. The aliens control them through direct neural connection." "What does that mean in simple terms, Doc?" "It means the ships are smart, but they can only be as smart as the alien controlling them. And the aliens have never faced real resistance before." Lisa changed the display to show the alien command structure. "Look at this. Every alien fleet has one supreme commander. Under him are sub-commanders. Under them are regular soldiers. It's perfectly organized. Sounds efficient. It is efficient, but only against weak enemies. When you face something unexpected, rigid organization becomes a weakness. Cut off the head, and the body doesn't know what to do." Nick leaned forward. "How do we cut off the head?" "That's the beautiful part. The head always leads from the front. The Supreme Commander puts his ship at the center of the formation where he can control everything. He's never had to worry about being attacked directly." Lisa brought up another display showing human military tactics. Every human military leader learns about flexible command structure. If the general dies, the colonel takes over. If the colonel dies, the major takes over. We plan for chaos. The aliens don't? No, they've never needed to. Every species they fought either ran away immediately or died quickly. They've never faced prolonged resistance. The door opened again. Captain Ben Rodriguez entered the laboratory. His face was grim. "Doctor, we just received a transmission from the alien fleet. They're demanding our surrender." Lisa stood up. "What exactly did they say?" Ben activated his communication device. A horrible voice filled the room. It sounded like metal scraping against stone. Humans of the dying species. I am Swarm Lord Kathanara of the Zephyrian Empire. You will surrender your ships and prepare your population for consumption. Resistance will only increase your suffering, the transmission ended. Nick spat on the floor. Consumption. They want to eat us, Lisa nodded. That's how they expand. They consume entire planets and use the organic matter to grow more ships and soldiers. They've done it to billions of beings. Ben crossed his arms. What do we tell them? Nothing. Lisa said, but I need to speak with Admiral Morrison immediately. I have an idea. 20 minutes later, Lisa stood on the bridge. Admiral Morrison listened as she explained her plan. The aliens always use the same attack pattern. They form a curved line with their strongest ships in the center. The Supreme Commander stays behind the front line but ahead of the support ships. How does that help us? We're going to do something no other species has ever done. We're going to attack them the way humans have always fought wars, which is with deception, misdirection, and dirty tricks. Lisa activated the tactical display. Every other species tried to fight them head-on. Ship against ship, strength against strength. They always lost because the aliens are stronger. Admiral Morrison studied the display. What do you suggest? We make them think we're doing the same thing. We approach in standard formation. We let them get confident. Then we show them what human creativity looks like. Colonel Kate Williams joined the conversation via communication link. Doctor, my Marines are ready to board enemy ships. But how do we get close enough? That's where our new technology comes in. The aliens have never seen human stealth systems. They've never faced human boarding tactics. And they've definitely never dealt with human explosives. Admiral Morrison smiled. Doctor explained the full plan. Lisa pointed to different areas of the tactical display. We divide our fleet into 3 groups. The main group approaches directly and engages their front line. The second group hides in the asteroid field and attacks their flanks. The third group sneaks behind them using stealth technology. And then we do what humans do best. We adapt, improvise, and cause chaos. While they're trying to figure out what's happening, our boarding parties take control of their command ships. Commander Nick Taylor grinned. Doc, that's either brilliant or completely insane. With humans, there's usually not much difference. Admiral Morrison looked around the bridge. His officers were nodding. For the first time since the alien threat began, they looked confident. Doctor, how long do we have to prepare? 4 hours until contact. But Admiral, there's one more thing. The aliens are monitoring our communications. They expect us to be afraid. They expect us to panic. What do you suggest? We let them hear exactly what they expect to hear. Fear, confusion, arguments about surrender. Let them think we're falling apart. Admiral Morrison activated the ship-wide communication system. All hands, this is the Admiral. In 4 hours, we're going to show these aliens why Earth has no apex predator except humans. Prepare for battle. Swarm Lord Kathanara floated in the control chamber of his massive command ship. The biomechanical vessel was 3 miles long and shaped like a giant sea creature. Around him, smaller aliens worked at living control panels that pulsed with green light. Report on the human fleet. Kathanara commanded through neural links to his subordinates. Sub-Commander Vextha responded immediately. The humans approach in standard formation. 200 ships moving directly toward our position. Their communications show fear and confusion. Kathanara felt satisfaction flow through his alien mind. These humans were behaving exactly like every other species. They gathered their ships together and hoped their numbers would be enough. It never was. Prepare the consumption pods. These creatures will make excellent protein stock for our growing fleet. The Zephyrian fleet moved into their traditional attack formation, 500 bioships arranged in a curved line. The strongest vessels took positions in the center. The command ships stayed safely behind the front lines but close enough to control the battle. Human fleet detected at maximum weapons range. reported another subordinate. Kefanara studied the tactical display. The human ships looked pathetic compared to Zephyrian vessels. The largest human ship was smaller than his smallest escort vessel. Their weapons appeared primitive. Their movements seemed clumsy. Begin the standard consumption protocol. Demand surrender first? When they refuse, destroy their ability to flee, then harvest them slowly. What Swarmlord Kefanara could not see was Admiral Susan Clark's fleet hiding in the asteroid field at the edge of the star system. 30 human ships waited silently among the floating rocks. Their engines were cold. Their weapons were powered down. Advanced stealth technology made them invisible to alien sensors. Admiral Clark watched her tactical display from the bridge of the UES Vengeance. She had been waiting in position for 6 hours. Her crew was ready. Her ships were loaded with experimental weapons designed specifically to kill Zephyrian vessels. Admiral Morrison's fleet is approaching the enemy, reported her tactical officer, Lieutenant Tom Baker. The aliens are taking the bait. Excellent. Are Commander Stone's mines in position? Yes, ma'am. Rick has placed charges throughout the battle zone. When the aliens pursue Morrison's ships, they'll fly straight into the minefield. Susan smiled coldly. The aliens had destroyed 7 human colonies. They had killed millions of innocent people. Today, humanity would begin paying them back with interest. Meanwhile, Admiral Jake Morrison stood on the bridge of the UES Liberty as his fleet approached the enemy. The Zephyrian ships looked like monsters from an ancient nightmare. They're biomechanical. Issuals pulsed with alien life. Weapon ports opened like hungry mouths. Admiral, we're receiving another transmission from the alien commander, reported Lieutenant Amy Carter. Put it through. The horrible voice of Swarmlord Kefanara filled the bridge. Humans, this is your final opportunity for mercy. Surrender. Now, and your deaths will be swift. Continue to resist, and we will consume your young while they still live. Jake looked around his bridge. Every officer wore the same expression of cold anger. The aliens had made a serious mistake by threatening human children. Open a channel to their fleet? Channel open, sir. Jake spoke in a calm, steady voice. Alien Commander, this is Admiral Morrison of the Human Defense Fleet. We have one message for you and your empire. Jake paused for dramatic effect. Throughout the human fleet, crews waited to hear their leader's response to the alien ultimatum. Come and take them. The communication ended. On alien ships throughout the Zephyrian fleet, sub-commanders reported the human response to their superiors. Kefanara felt something like amusement. These humans had spirit. That would make consuming them more satisfying. All ships, begin the attack. Disable their engines first? I want them alive when we begin feeding. The massive alien fleet surged forward, but biomechanical weapons charged with deadly energy, consumption pods prepared to capture human vessels. The aliens had done this same dance dozens of times before, but as the Zephyrian ships closed the distance, Admiral Morrison gave an unexpected order. All ships execute Phoenix Protocol. Scatter formation, full retreat, make it look convincing. The human fleet suddenly broke apart. Ships that had been moving in orderly formation began fleeing in different directions. Some vessels appeared to suffer engine failures. Others sent distress signals claiming weapon malfunctions. On the alien command ship, Kefanara watched with predatory satisfaction. The humans were panicking exactly as predicted. Their formation had collapsed at the first sign of real danger. Pursue them. Don't let any escape. The ones that appear damaged should be easy prey. The Zephyrian fleet stretched out as faster bioships raced ahead to catch the fleeing humans. The perfectly organized alien formation began to elongate. Command vessels moved forward to coordinate the hunt they expected. This was exactly what Admiral Morrison had been waiting for. Susan, are you in position? Admiral Clark's voice came through the communication system. Ready and waiting, Jake. The aliens have taken the bait completely. Rick, are your mines armed? Commander Rick Stone responded from his position near the asteroid field. All charges are active. The aliens are flying straight into the kill zone. Jake watched his tactical display as the alien fleet spread out in pursuit of his fleeing ships. The enemy command vessels had moved forward, just as Dr. Monroe had predicted. The aliens were so focused on the easy hunt that they never noticed the trap closing around them. All call signs, this is Morrison. The enemy has committed to pursuit. Execute the full Phoenix protocol. Show these aliens what happens when you hunt the hunters. Throughout the human fleet, ships that had been pretending to flee suddenly reversed course. Weapons powered up. Experimental systems came online. Admiral Clark's hidden fleet emerged from the asteroid field like ghosts materializing in space. The trap had been set for hours. Now it was time to spring it. The battle erupted like a supernova in the darkness of space. Admiral Clark's hidden fleet struck the Zephyrian rearguard with devastating force. 30 human ships opened fire at point-blank range on aliens who never saw them coming. Commander. Rick Stone's minds exploded throughout the alien formation. Massive bioships that had survived a dozen conquered worlds suddenly found themselves torn apart by human explosives. The perfectly organized Zephyrian fleet dissolved into chaos within seconds. Direct hit on their command cluster, reported Lieutenant Tom Baker from Admiral Clark's bridge. 3 alien command ships are badly damaged. Keep hitting them. Don't give them time to reorganize, Clark ordered. Meanwhile, Admiral Morrison's retreating fleet reversed course and attacked the alien vanguard. The Zephyrians had spread out to chase individual human ships. Now they found themselves isolated and outnumbered in small groups. Captain Dan Miller commanded the destroyer U.S. Retribution. His ship was smaller than most alien vessels, but it was faster and more maneuverable. Don had lost his brother in the New Geneva attack. Today was payback time. Target that big, ugly one, Don told his weapons officer, pointing at a Zephyrian heavy cruiser. Hit it right in the neural control center. The human destroyer fired its new plasma cannons. Bright blue energy bolts slammed into the alien ship's biomechanical hull. The creature ship writhed in pain as its nervous system overloaded. Sir, their hull is breached. Should we finish them off? Don smiled coldly. No, launch boarding pods? Let's see how these monsters like close combat. The U.S. Retribution fired 6 boarding pods at the damaged alien ship. Each pod was filled with human marines ready for hand-to-hand fighting. The pods punched through the alien hull like bullets. Through flesh. Inside the Zephyrian ship, Sergeant Roy Campbell led his squad through twisted biomechanical corridors. The walls pulsed with alien life. Strange fluids dripped from the ceiling. The air smelled like rotting fish. Stay together, Roy told his men. These things have never fought humans up close. Let's show them what they've been missing. The Marines carried weapons designed for fighting aliens. High-powered rifles that could punch through bio-armor. Explosive charges that could destroy neural control nodes. And for close combat, they carried monomolecular blades that could cut through almost anything. The first group of alien defenders appeared around a corner. They looked like giant insects crossed with sea creatures. Their weapons were part of their bodies, grown instead of manufactured. The aliens fired bioplasma at the humans. The Marines took cover behind their energy shields and returned fire. Human bullets tore through alien flesh like paper. Within minutes, the corridor was clear. This is Campbell. First Squad has secured the Neural Control Center. These things don't know how to fight in tight spaces. Throughout the battle, similar scenes played out as human crews demonstrated the pack-hunting instincts that had made their species successful. They didn't just fight individually. They coordinated their attacks with deadly precision. Commander Nick Taylor led his fighter squadron through the chaos of the main battle. His small ships darted between massive alien vessels like angry wasps. The aliens tried to swat them with biomechanical tentacles, but the human fighters were too fast and too smart. Blue Leader, this is Blue 3. I'm out of missiles, but still. Have guns? Copy Blue 3. Follow me. We're going to sting that command ship. Nick led his fighters directly at Swarmlord Kethanara's massive vessel. The alien ship was 3 miles long and covered with weapon ports. It should have been suicide to attack it with small fighters, but the humans had studied alien psychology. The big ships were designed to fight other big ships. Their weapons couldn't track fast-moving targets effectively. Their defenses assumed enemies would attack from a distance. All fighters target the neural clusters, hit them fast, and get out. 20. Human fighters dove at the alien command ship. They fired their remaining weapons at specific weak points Dr. Monroe had identified. Each hit disrupted the alien ship's nervous system a little more. On the bridge of his damaged command vessel, Swarm Lord Kathanara experienced something he had never felt before. Fear. His perfectly organized fleet was falling apart. His ships were being destroyed by an enemy that should have been easy prey. Sub-Commander Vexta reorganized the fleet. Fall back to defensive positions. But Vexta's ship had been destroyed 10 minutes earlier by a human boarding party. The next sub-commander was also dead. The rigid Zephyrian command structure was collapsing as human tactics targeted the alien leaders. Lieutenant Grace Patterson piloted her fighter through the hellish battle with deadly skill. When her missiles ran out, she used her ship's guns. When her guns overheated, she rammed her fighter directly into an alien weapon cluster. Grace's fighter exploded, but the alien gun was destroyed. She ejected at the last second and was picked up by a human rescue ship. 5 minutes later, she was back in combat flying a spare fighter. This is Patterson, back in the fight. Who needs close air support? Colonel Kate Williams coordinated the Marine boarding actions from her command ship. Her tactical display showed human squads fighting inside dozens of alien vessels. The aliens had never faced enemies who actively sought close combat. All squads, the aliens are retreating to their inner chambers. Press the attack. Don't let them reorganize. The human boarding parties moved through alien ships like a virus through a body. They destroyed control systems, captured alien technology, and eliminated enemy crews with ruthless efficiency. Admiral Morrison watched the battle from his bridge with grim satisfaction. The aliens were learning what happened when a predator species fought for survival. Humans didn't just resist. They hunted their hunters. Admiral, enemy casualties are at 60% and climbing, reported Lieutenant Amy Carter. Our losses are minimal. Keep the pressure on. These things have terrorized the galaxy long enough. The Zephyrian Empire's expansion had ended. They just didn't know it yet. The last Zephyrian command ship tried to flee the battlefield. Its biomechanical hull was cracked and bleeding alien fluids into space. Inside, Swarm Lord Kathanara watched his empire crumble on the tactical displays. 500 ships had entered. This battle, less than 50 remained functional. The humans had destroyed his fleet using tactics no species had ever attempted before. They fought like a pack of wild animals, but with the intelligence of advanced beings. All remaining ships retreat to hyperspace. Kathanara commanded through his failing neural links, but Admiral Jake Morrison had other plans. He opened a communication channel to all human ships in the battle zone. All vessels, this is Morrison. We're not letting a single enemy ship escape. Track down every last one. The galaxy needs to know that humanity protects its own. Captain Alex Turner commanded the fastest ship in the human fleet. The UES Interceptor was built for speed and pursuit. When Alex received Morrison's order, he smiled grimly. Helm, set course for that fleeing command ship. Maximum speed. Sir, that's the biggest alien vessel. It still has weapons. Good, I want them to see us coming. The UES Interceptor raced through the debris field of destroyed alien ships. Alex's crew prepared their boarding equipment while the ship closed the distance to Kathanara's vessel. Captain, we're in weapons range, reported his tactical officer. Target their engines, I want them alive. The human ship fired precisely aimed shots at the alien vessel's propulsion systems. But biomechanical engines exploded in green fire. The massive command ship lost power and began drifting helplessly. Launch boarding pods. Sergeant Campbell, your squad has the honor of capturing their supreme commander. Sergeant Roy Campbell led 20 Marines through the airlock into the alien command ship. The corridors were larger here, designed for the alien leadership caste. Strange organic computers lined the walls, pulsing with dying light. Stay alert, this is their flagship. They'll have better defenses. The Marines moved through the ship methodically. They encountered groups of alien guards, but the creatures seemed confused and disorganized, without their rigid command structure. They didn't know how to respond to human tactics. Campbell to Turner. We've reached their command center. The big alien is inside, but he's not fighting back. Take him alive, Sergeant. We need information. Roy kicked open the biomechanical door to the command chamber. Inside, Swarm Lord Kefanara floated in a pool of alien control fluid. The creature was massive, easily twice the size of a human, but his eyes showed defeat. You are the human leader? Kefanara asked in broken English. I'm Sergeant Roy Campbell, United Earth Marines. You're under arrest for genocide. This is impossible. We are the perfect predators? We have consumed 12 species. Roy raised his weapon. Well, you just met your first real predator. Welcome to the food chain. Meanwhile, Dr. Lisa Monroe boarded the captured command ship to interrogate the alien leader. She found Kefanara in a makeshift prison cell guarded by human Marines. I need to ask you some questions, Lisa said. You cannot understand the scope of our empire. We span hundreds of worlds. Not anymore. Your fleet is destroyed. Your expansion is over. Lisa activated a recording device. Tell me about the other Zephyrian fleets. Where are they located? Kefanara laughed, a sound like metal grinding against stone. You think this changes anything? This was merely one battle group. The Empire has thousands of ships. Had, past tense. Because we're going to hunt down every last one of them. Impossible. You are one species on one world. Lisa smiled coldly. You really don't understand humans, do you? We're not just one species. We're a species that makes friends. Every world you've attacked, every species you've consumed, they all have allies now. She showed Kefanara recordings from across the galaxy. Other species were rising up against Zephyrian occupation forces. The human victory had inspired resistance movements on dozens of worlds. The other species tried to fight you alone. Humans don't fight alone. We build alliances. We share technology. We teach others how to resist. Admiral Morrison arrived at a captured command ship 6 hours later. The battle was completely over. Wreckage from 500 alien vessels drifted in space. Human casualties numbered only 23 ships, with most crews rescued by search teams. Doctor, what did you learn from the alien commander? The locations of their other fleets, their supply bases, and their homeworlds. But more importantly, I learned that they've never faced organized resistance before. What do you mean? Every species they conquered fought defensively. They tried to protect their worlds and hoped the aliens would go away. No one ever took the fight to the enemy, Morrison nodded. That changes now. Lisa brought up a holographic map of Zephyrian space. They have mining operations on 47 worlds, command bases on 12 systems, and 3 homeworlds with billions of aliens. How long would it take to organize a liberation campaign? With human tactics and alien intelligence, 6 months to free all the occupied worlds. Morrison activated the ship-wide communication system. All hands, this is the Admiral. Today we didn't just defend our colonies. We served notice to every hostile species in the galaxy. Throughout the fleet, crews listened to their commander's words. Humanity doesn't just survive. We protect those who can't protect themselves. To anyone listening who thinks they can prey on the innocent, remember this day. Remember that human fleets are watching, and we're very good at hunting predators. The message was broadcast across the galaxy. On occupied worlds, enslaved species heard that salvation was coming. On predator worlds, tyrants realized their time was ending. Captain Ben Rodriguez approached Morrison on the bridge. Admiral, what are our orders? Morrison looked at the tactical display showing liberated space around them. We're going hunting, Ben. There are a lot of bullies in this galaxy who need to learn some manners. The Zephyrian Empire's fate was sealed the moment they decided to threaten human families. They had awakened something they couldn't understand or control. Humanity was loose in the galaxy, and they were very, very angry. The enemy had learned too late that humans were apex predators with starships.